You really have to be aware to look out for diseases that could develop within your fish. The first thing is watch the way the fish swims and the feeding habits of the fish. Generally, if the fish are eager to eat, then there's a good sign that they're healthy. On the other hand, if they're not taking food and they're acting irregularly, that's when you really need to look over the fish for any signs of disease. The most common disease that you're going to encounter is called white spot, which is little white dots on the fins and the body of the fish. This disease is generally easily treated. Just increase the amount of salt in the water and get a commercially available medication. There's plenty of them on the market and they are quite effective. And this is providing that you find why the fish got sick in the first place. Because remember, the fish don't usually just get sick. If you're offering good water quality for your fish, they shouldn't get sick because they've got very good natural immune systems in healthy conditions. So the key to keeping good healthy fish is to keep good healthy water. It's very rare for your fish to get sick if your water quality is high. Really watch temperature fluctuations as well. If you notice your fish getting sick and there's been drastic changes in temperature, then you might want to think about either relocating the aquarium to a more consistent temperature area, or even putting a heater in the aquarium. And the heater is going to take away those low dips of temperature which are likely to make the fish sick. The next thing you're likely to encounter is a bacterial infection. Same thing again, if your water quality is high, then bacterial infection is not highly likely because the immune system of the fish and the body slime of the fish contain antibacterial agents and antiparasitic agents that help to keep the fish healthy. But then if they attack each other or bump themselves on a rock and do damage their body, it is quite common to get a bacterial infection in the wound. And there is plenty of commercially available medications which will quickly and effectively avoid these bacterial problems. Increased salt is also going to help bacterial problems. The next thing is a fungal infection. If you've left the bacterial infection untreated for too long, it can actually change into a fungal infection. And same thing again, good water quality is really the key to solving these problems, and there are plenty of commercially available medications. If you've had your fish for many years, sometimes it can also just die of old age. You do find that in the smaller aquariums, the fish don't tend to last quite as long as in the larger aquariums where you hear of fish living for 15 to 20 years. And that's very much dependent on the species of fish. Some of the very small fish are only annual fish in the wild, so therefore they live, breed and die all in 1 year. If you ever notice what seems to be blood coming from the body of the fish into the fins of the fish, that's called a hemorrhage, which basically means the fish is experiencing stress. So you need to check your water quality and find out why this fish is stressed in order to reverse the effects of a hemorrhage. A funny thing to remember is that fish don't want to die. They die for a reason. So if you've got fish in your aquarium that keep on dying, get a jar of water out of the aquarium and go down and see your local aquarium shop and go through with them what it is you've been doing, and don't just buy some more fish without changing the circumstances to make sure the new fish are going to live. Also know that when fish are looking a bit lethargic or listless and are breathing very heavily, that's their way of trying to tell you that something's wrong. So you really need to investigate to find out what's going wrong with that aquarium. So look at what it is you've been doing. Make sure you haven't been overfeeding your fish, or you haven't added too many fish to the aquarium, or you haven't over cleaned the aquarium, or even washed the filter material with tap water.